Hi folks, this is Ravishankar. In today's session, I will walk you through on how to create site collections, subsites in Sharepoint using central administration. Okay, so walkthrough of site collections and subsites. Okay, first of all, what is this site collection? So where can we create these site collections? Under which node can we start initiating or provisioning our first sites? Okay, so the scopes, the hierarchy that we follow, in Sharepoint. First is a form, second one is a web application, third one is your site collection, fourth one is your subsite. So in today's class, we will try to see how to create a site collection. Okay, for you to create a site collection, you need to create under a web application. Okay, so a web application can be created under a form, site collection can be created under a web application, subsite can be created under a site collection. This is the hierarchy. One after the other. Okay. So to create a site collection or your first top level site, you need to have access to central administration. That means you should be part of the farm administrators group on Sharepoint. Okay. So once you are the farm administrator and you have access to the central administration, launch central administration from the Sharepoint machine. Start menu, Sharepoint. This is how you can access central administration. As a best practice, I always click on right click, run as administrator. This will launch your central admin in a default browser. We recommend, when Microsoft recommends you to use Internet Explorer as the default browser, so make sure that you access Sharepoint sites using IE browser. Okay. Now, once the central admin is opened, click on application management. So this is the section where you can create your first site collection. Okay. Click on it, select your web application. So here, when you click on this select web application, when you drill down, there is a drill down section. When you click on this, you can select the web application. These are all the web applications that you have. Click on the desired web application and you can input all the details. So before creating, let me show you. Application management, manage web applications. So this is our let's assume this one of our first web application. Now if I want to see whether these web applications has any site collections, click on view all site collections. So there are no items for this web application. For a different web application we have, but for 1000 we don't have it. If I try to access the URL, hit enter, it should throw us an HTTP error 404 because we do not have any default page such as home.aspx, start.aspx, welcome.aspx, or any default.aspx, any page. We don't have a default page associated to this web application. That is the reason we need to create our first top level site. Go to application management. This is a section. So even Microsoft is providing you the pattern. First create a web application, then only create a site collection. So without a web application, we cannot create a site collection. So this is a link which will take you to the create site collections. This is a drop down. Select your web applications. Select your web application. Give any name. So here, give any input in the description, otherwise you can leave it empty. Title is a mandatory field, and in the URL you have couple of things. You have couple of links pre-populated. One is slash, the other one is slash sites. So what is this? These are called as managed paths. To add a new URL path, you can go to this link. Let us try to open this in a new tab. Now, so if I select the managed paths, we have two types of paths. One is explicit inclusion, the other one is wildcard. Explicit means that's a dead end, a roadblock, slash or something. So if I want to create Durga as explicit inclusion, click on add path, then Nagur as wildcard, add path, click on OK. Now what happens if I click on create site collections, input any title? Without that, if you see, you have slash. When you press slash, you don't have a text box. That means this is a dead end. You can create only one site collection with that. You cannot have slash site collection. After slash, you cannot have one more. You can create subsites. The same thing applies to this one. This is a explicit. Now if I select this, you have slash Nagur slash this. That means you have text box. We can create n number of site collections. Your first site collection you can create n number of site collections. Okay. Clear? Now let me delete this. So that's about site collection, that's about the managed paths. Next thing, these are all the templates provided by Microsoft, called as out of the box templates. You have different categories here. One is collaboration, the other one is enterprise, publishing, and then custom. So the default one, if one doesn't specify which template to use, that is team site. The definition for each template is here. It all depends upon the requirement on which template to choose or which template to go with. Okay, if you want to write blogs, developer site is for apps, projects site for PMO, community sites, and then you have enterprise related sites such as BI, search, document center. Okay, so generally for intranet we use this one, for internet we use this enterprise wiki or publishing portal. If you want to do some BI stuff or records management, then you will go for this. So generally it's document management, records management, web content management. Okay, you also have an option in 2013 to select the experience. Okay, whether you want to stay on the 2010 look and feel or you want to continue with 2013. These are about the templates. Then you need to input the details of the owner who can manage this site collection. Only one user can be provided here, you cannot add multiple users. It's a backup, optional, this is optional, this is mandatory. This is a backup for primary. Just in case if primary user is not available, the secondary user or the backup user can take care of that activities. Okay, this is about the SCA, Site Collection Administrator, owner of that particular site. Next thing, you have quota templates. So what are these quota templates? If you want to restrict your site, there is a page where you can limit the size. For example, I want to create a new quota, new blank template. I want to limit my site to 5 GB. Limit my size to 5 GB, then each GB is considered as 1024 MB. So 5 into 1024 is equals to 5120 MB. So I want to limit this to 5120 MB. Now when do I want to generate the warning? So at 4 GB you can specify at 4096 MB you can send some alerts. you can provide your email address so that it will start triggering notifications to your email IDs. Okay, I want to create this. If you want to generate some points, you can send. Okay, now when we start creating the site collection, you can see that okay, maximum limit for this is 5 GB. Okay, that means when the site reaches 4 GB, it starts pushing notifications or emails to the respective admins or users. Now let me start deleting that. Now let us try to create our first site collection as we have gone through all the options. Now let me select the web application. Select the URL slash, select it as team site, input the owner of the site collection, so your administrator, typically domain / user. Okay, then click on OK. This should create our first site collection. Hardly it takes a minute. So hardly it took a minute, 1.5 minutes, but based on the performance again, it should be done in less than 30 seconds as far as I know. So Microsoft improved the fast sites, creation of fast sites, that means in less than 2 seconds in 2016. In 2016 we have an option to spin up our sites in less than 5 seconds, okay. Now the new top level site was created successfully with this URL. If you have permissions to view the website, you can click this URL, open a new tab, copy this or open in a new tab, or you can directly say the same URL, refresh. So earlier it threw us some error. Now you can see it as home.aspx. That means a site has been provisioned with some page. So that site will load for the first time. It will take some time to load. As we have just created our new site. So as it is for the first time, it took some time. Again, it all depends upon your configuration of the machine. Okay, this is your first site collection with all the options. Okay, now if you want to keep on changing something, okay, you want to change these colors, you don't need this logo, yes, we can do that. Okay, first thing, immediately I want to change this logo. Okay, for that to happen, let me browse through internet. Let me download an image, see how it works. Okay, now if I want to change the image of this site, so there is some options. This is the first look and feel of our Sharepoint site. Now the gear symbol that we see at the top right side of the page, yes, you click on it, you have options, plenty of options. Go to site settings. So as this comes under look and feel, this look and feel, we can click on this logo. You have an option to change this. Now here, see the image you can render either from computer or from SharePoint. So you can upload that image to SharePoint. That's the best practice. But in this scenario, let me do it from computer. Let me see why image is not found. So let me directly upload it to site assets. From this one, from the main page, click on site contents, site assets, the image is not rendering properly. Let me rename it. As it's still, so maybe I've downloaded, maybe I should not have changed that extension. Rename it. Let me select and delete all these documents. Save picture as. Let me open the image. Okay, the image is rendering properly. Let me see what's the problem when uploading to SharePoint. Upload document, my computer. Yep, now it has rendered properly. So some issue with the image. Okay. Now from the ribbon menu, I want to change this logo. Go to site actions, site settings, title description, from Sharepoint, select site assets, select your image. This is the URL. Click on insert. You can see that. Click on OK. Perfect. You have a beautiful image associated to this site. Similarly, okay, now I have a beautiful image here which is set. Now if I want to change this look and feel to make it intact, to make sure that the entire site look and feel looks consistent, so I want to change this. Okay, from the to the right hand side we have a gear symbol. Click on it, go to site settings, under change the look, designing gallery. So this is nothing but select a style which change the font. This site matches a little bit this one. Okay, here I have this quick launch and this site title still remains the same. Okay, let me click on this orange one. Okay, that means you have your menu item, your logo, your tabs, your this and everything, font size. If you want to change the layout, colors, fonts, here I want to set as straight out. Then it shows your preview. Okay, this is how your site looks. Let me keep it. Click on this. So this is how your site looks. Okay, Sharepoint, the look and feel of your site. You can also play with other options. Let us see, let us try, let us test. Site action,